I'm just starting out on a segment of the Colorado Trail. Going to be doing a off-trail hike that is called the Alphabetizer. It's in the Kenosha mountain range here in the Lost Peak Wilderness, and it's called the Alphabetizer because the mountain peaks are X, Y, Z, and Zephyr. Most of the trail descriptions I've read did them in alphabetical order, but I read a couple things that said it was a lot more fun to do them in reverse order, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm hiking along the Colorado Trail here, down to the end of Zephyr, about 2.5 or 3 miles down, and then you're just going to go off trail up through, I'm assuming, stuff like this, up to the ridge and just following the ridge along the peaks. It is above 10,000 feet here before I even start climbing up on the ridge, and it is fairly noticeable. Much harder to get your breath even just walking down the trail normally. So we'll see how this goes. Should be around 4,000 to 4,500 feet of elevation gain between all the ups and downs between the ridges. Weather does not look good out here. It's supposed to rain like the next 6 days in a row, but it looks like it's not coming in until around 1 in the afternoon. It's about 7:30 now. So I'm hoping I can knock out at least a few of these peaks before it gets cloudy and rainy, and it seems like I should be able to just cut down from the ridge wherever I am along it between the peaks if I need to come back down early. This is about where I'm going to leave the trail. I'm going to go past this willow scrub. Once we get into the aspens, start cutting up to Zephyr up there. And then once I get up to Zephyr, backtrack to Z, Y, and X is back there somewhere. Still nice so far. Cloudy though. Looks like we're going to be getting rain at some point, so I'm going to get up there as quick as I can. Well, it's fairly slow going up off trail towards the ridge. Not too bad. There's a bunch of willow scrub around, but it's short stuff, only a couple feet tall, way better than going up on those 6-8 foot tall sections. Those things are impossible to get through. Up here, there's just fallen trees everywhere. So you're just kind of zigzagging around, trying to avoid the willow scrub and the falling trees, and just continually going up. Definitely feeling the elevation. This hike started at a little over 10,000 feet. Definitely harder to catch your breath, have to stop and rest more often. But not terrible so far. We'll see what it's like once we get up to the scramble up onto the ridge. Well, I finally made it up out of the mostly aspens and scrub and some pines coming up this way. It wasn't that bad. Just a little tedious, but I've done much worse. Not really thick anywhere, didn't get scratched. Very easy as far as uphill bushwalks through forest goes. More snow out that way. And I've now made it up to the rock climbing section, where I have this enormous pile of rock to go up to get up to the top of Zephyr. I think I'm a little less than halfway through the rock scrambling section. It's not bad. I've been able to cut across to some sections where it's grassier, so you don't just climb up the rocks. Don't know if you'll be able to see it in the GoPro. There is a goat, mountain goat, or bighorn sheep, I can't quite tell which, that's just been standing up at the top watching me climb the entire time I've been coming up. We'll see if he wants to move when I get up there, or if he's going to be guarding the pass. Well, when I got closer, I could tell that he was actually just laying down behind a rock up there. He's still been watching me the whole time, but now he's gotten up and started walking around. So we'll see what happens when I actually get up there. Oh, there he went. Almost up to the top. We'll see if there's any more up there. Oh, there he is, coming to investigate me again. Oh, and there he goes. Okay, just getting up onto this flat spot. And it should be a smooth walk across to the top. Oh, there he is again. I think it's a young one, looks playful. Very bouncy. Well, now that I made it over here, I think the highest point is actually going to be up there, which means I need to climb up there. Hoping there's an easier way around this way, because that looks a little beyond what I want to do. Oh yeah, this looks good. I am 99% sure this is Zephyr here. The mountains are not labeled on any of the maps that I have. And I only really see 3 points, but I know it's supposed to include 3 plus Zephyr, XYZ Zephyr. The GPS track I downloaded said it included Zephyr, and this is the one on the end, so it must be Zephyr. And Zephyr's supposed to be 12,040 some feet, and mine's reading 12,080, which is close enough. And Z is like 12,200, so that must be Z over there, but I'm only seeing one more beyond it. Maybe I just can't see it from here. Starting to get windy. This looks like the summit of Zephyr. That wind is getting chilly. Might get the longer sleeves out. I wonder if there's a trail register up here. Oh, there it is. Or that's just a broken bottle. Did there used to be a trail register in this glass bottle, and someone thought a glass bottle was a good thing to use as a trail register? I'm going to guess that's what happened. Not seeing another trail register. Papers probably all blew away after the glass bottle broke. Huh. Oh well, I don't need to sign in. If there's rain coming, looks like it's still a little ways off. Looks like they're over that way, the rainier clouds. So they might just miss me. Well, usually I bring either a Snickers or an apple, but since there's several peaks on this one, I brought mini Snickers and an apple. I'm going to eat the apple here. I think this is going to be the hardest point to get to on the hike, since I had to climb up onto the ridgeline. From here it'll just be ridgeline the rest of the way. And the apple weighs more, so I'm going to eat that first. And then after that, on to Z. On my way across to Z, but this ground is very lumpy going down here. It is reminding me a lot of tussocks, and I hate tussocks, so I'm hoping once I get down below it won't be all these weird lumpy dirt things you're walking on that kind of move around when you're stepping, just like tussocks. Alright, last little bit up to the top. This one's been much easier to get up than Zephyr was, just because I'm coming from the ridge instead of all the way from the bottom. A little strenuous getting up here, but nothing terrible. I think the top's going to be right up there somewhere. Maybe that's that boulder they were talking about needing to get up on top of. I'm at about a little over 12,200 feet now. Have climbed about 2,500 feet, so a little over half done with the climbing. I'm guessing most of it's up to X. I think X is the highest one. Okay, so you're supposed to get up on top of this boulder to actually be on the top. Looks like this side is the best way up. I'm just gonna quickly take a look and see how doable it is. Wait, is this a spice canister down here? Maybe this is the trail register. This is much better than that other one, although it is broken, so it's... Oh, there's a pencil. with very low lead. What are you supposed to do with this thing? Okay. $831.24, $10.24. There are not many names on this. $531.26. It's the only one from this year on that sheet. Let's check out this other one. Oh, these are even older. 22, 21. It's just an envelope. Okay, it looks like this thing has been climbed about 10 to 15 times, and it looks like only one on there so far this year. Okay, now, how doable is getting up here? There's a foothold there. And there's decent rock up top. Oh, this is fine. Okay. Okay, up on top of Z. I think I'll get out the 360 up here, see how that looks. I think I'll go down a level to eat my Snickers. It's a little windy up here. Just about up to the top of Y. Interesting hike across from Z. Lots of these big rock outcroppings. I kept coming up on these and thinking they were going to be the summit, but they were not. Pretty sure this is it back here though. It's been a bunch of fresh looking goat scat up here. You call it scat or you call it droppings for goats? Not sure. This looks like it up here. And there's X, the big one over there. That one's the most elevation gain, tallest one. I think it's the tallest point in the Kenosha Mountains. Kenosha Mountain is actually down further, but I think I remember reading that X was taller. Nice and windy up here. This looks like about the highest point, maybe it was slightly back there. Quick break, then continue on. Looks like there might be some rain coming in. Well, it's gotten dark, windy, and there's definitely bigger rain clouds heading this way, so I'm cutting down from Y back down to the Colorado Trail, X up over there. I think that's Kenosha Peak beyond it. Those two are kind of connected, so I'm going to leave those two to do together another time, because I do not want to be up there in the rain. I'm just about back to the trailhead now. Just turned off the Colorado Trail on the little spur one that goes back down to where I started at now. Only got slightly wet, but I did hear some thunder, and it looks like there's more coming in. So probably a good idea that I came back down, although it's a pain that I'll have to go all the way back up to do X and maybe Kenosha. Totals for the hike were, looks like 10 miles, 6 hours and 50 minutes, and 3,000 feet of elevation gain. The Alphabetizer that is listed on all trails definitely does not include X. It says it does, But when you match up the topographical map with other ones that actually label X, it is not included in the Alphabetizer on all trails, which is why I was so confused, because there were only 3 peaks on that map, but you were going to 4, X, Y, Z, and Zephyr. So I did Y, Z, and Zephyr, and maybe tomorrow I'll come back and do X and Kenosha up there. We'll see how my legs and feet feel and how the weather is.